as we continue our journey through the BrainSync 360, we move from structure and logic into imagination, emotion, creativity, and expression, because it's time to explore the right brain journey. While the left brain builds the system, it is the right brain that builds experiences and the energy that brings people together. The creativity that transforms moments into memories, and the passion that makes the Dexian Employee Experience truly unforgettable. To take us through this vibrant and creative journey, I would like to invite someone who has been an integral part in bringing this entire Dexian experience to life, someone who has worked behind the scenes to make today possible. Please put your hands together and welcome on stage, Ranjini.
Good evening, everyone. Another beautiful evening, and I'm super excited to meet you all here today. So let me begin by talking about the journey of the right brain. If Dexian's employee experience is an orchestra, then I play the music. Yeah? I am the right brain. So imagine walking into a concert, you find musicians there, every instrument is tuned in, and the music is flawless. And yet you find something is missing. And that's exactly where high-performing organizations find themselves today. Targets are met, results are done, and yet something essential is missing. If you recollect, Kumar Rajagopalan, my boss, today reminded us once again about it. He often says, human beings, employees are human beings living out of three worlds. One, where the heart lives, which is the family. The second world is where logic and execution lies, which is work. And the third world is where passion, hobbies, creativity would reside. And then he asked a very powerful question that changed everything for us. He asked, what if we created a space intentionally for people to bring out their hobbies, creativity, and anything that they'd like to do out of work? And that was the birth of Dexian Employee Experience. This is also precisely because happiness doesn't lie outside productivity. Happiness is integrated with productivity. So what we saw in 2024 was a rehearsal. And what we witnessed in 2025 is the actual performance. And that performance became Dexian Employee Experience. We didn't build another engagement calendar, but we created an intentional framework. In March, we formally introduced the Dexian Employee Experience team, each anchored by an executive director. But here's the shift. The soul of this orchestra were the brand ambassadors. And these brand ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, are not senior leaders. They are young professionals early on in their careers. And yet, we placed them in the most powerful seat. They didn't just play the music, but they influenced how the music is played. Imagine a young professional walking up to a leader and talking about what the team requires and what he should be doing. One brand ambassador told me that this experience has given her confidence, has helped build her ability to communicate with people and reach out to leaders with confidence. At that moment, we realized that we were not building an engagement calendar, but we were grooming people for leadership. Month after month, the initiatives evolved. 1 month, culture took center stage. The other month, we did sports. From Become the Speaker to Quiz It, from cultural celebrations to our own DPL, the IPL-style league. The music became competitive, playful, and emotional. There were fights between teams. There were fights between leaders. And disagreements were expressed, one that you don't find typically in a formal environment. And that's when we knew the orchestra is alive. Today, when you walk into our Chennai office, you find the scoreboard glaring at you. 8 teams, 8 captains, 8 logos, and finally the ranking. Many organizations today talk about gamification. They look for apps, they look for badges, and they look for tools. But we asked a very different question. Is gamification about managing a scoreboard, or is it about creating an environment where every employee is seen, felt, and heard? Yeah? So we began a culture of appreciation. The Medal of Honor. We introduced the Medal of Honor. The Medal of Honor is the rolling camaraderie that moved from one leader to the other. In fact, our first Medal of Honor was given to AK, and thereafter it moved to Nirmal and then TG. Then we introduced the Wall of Fame. Right at the reception, it honors the players who performed well. So that was our way of telling our employees, we see you. We introduced the letter of appreciation for all musicians who attempted to play. There were these silent people who played their game behind the scenes, despite managing a heavy workload, and we wanted to recognize them. We wanted to see them as well, and therefore we introduced the letter of appreciation. Now, we didn't stop there. We did all of this. We wanted to know how our people felt, and therefore we rolled out the Dexian Employee Experience Survey, which is the Dexian Happiness Index Survey. We received an amazing participation of 87.26%, which means 748 people participated. And our happiness index score was 83.57%. I think you can give a good round of applause for this. Thank you. It tells us something very profound. When people are allowed to bring their whole self to work, when logic and emotion play together, something profound happens. The organization does not just perform, but we move people. And that's the music we're building at Dexian India today, and I'm sure this music will continue. I thank Dexian as I'm going to complete a year in a week's time. I thank Dexian for the opportunity, and I now know for sure that we are in the business for good. Thank you.
We are Dexian, in the business for good.